Here's a little update to my children being grounded to the kitchen table. 30 minutes after they get home from school, they can eat a snack, do whatever they want to do for 30 minutes, and then they go sit at the kitchen table and they work on schoolwork until about 10 p.m. at night. We're on week 3 of this, and one of my children is allowed up from the table. He has high B's and A's. All of his late work, missing work is turned in, and then he is in an online class that he has to make a certain percentage of completion each week, and he is caught up to that, and he's a little further ahead than his peers, so he is allowed up from the table. I originally said I was not going to give him his car keys back until the end of the semester because it was absurd that he was so far behind. But then I said, you know what, that was a knee-jerk reaction. It's not really practical or feasible, and you're caught up as long as you don't get behind. The second you get behind again, I'm yanking those keys again. So I gave him back his keys just to drive to school, home, and work. That's it. He's still not allowed to go on dates or anything like that. He's still grounded, just not to the table and not from his vehicle. He's on a maintenance restriction, if you will. The other one, well, he's still sitting at the table because his grades suck. So then last night he got here and he ate a snack, made all his messes, and then he went and laid on the couch and he fell asleep. And I get worried that they don't get enough sleep for their brains. That's how their brains grow. So I let him sleep till 6 o'clock. And then I woke him up and I said, okay, time for the table. And he had a whole meltdown on me. He got up, he tried to go in his room to do his classwork or schoolwork. And I said, no, to the table. So that was a big whole deal. Well, then he was sitting at the table and he was acting like he wasn't going to do the work. And that's more than fine. But you're in control of this. So when you finally are passing and have everything turned in, you can get up. But until then, you're at the table. So however long that takes you, I don't care. So then I thought, maybe I'm going to sit here and nitpick. And I was like, no. You're in control of, nope, he's fine. He's fine. So about 7:30-ish, I noticed that he was actively working. And I was like, huh. Well, then at 10, it was 10:05, I was like, hey, start wrapping it up. It's time for bed. And he was so in it, I didn't push that. And it was 10:45 and he started packing everything up and he came in my room. He said, okay, I'm going to bed. And I said, okay, good night. I love you. And I sat there and I thought, you know what? If I would have nitpicked him to get started, he would have never started. The consequence is you have to sit at the table. What you do with that time is between you and God. He'll start. I just have to put faith in that he'll start. And that's exactly what happened. So he's still at the table. The other one's up. The other one is not playing any games with me, though. I turned to this assignment. He does not want to go back to the table. And that is perfectly fine with me. So that's the update. One's up. One's still there. The one that's still there, I would bet this is his last week of it. I would bet. We'll see.